Yo, Jory, what's
Hey, it's me, Goku!
I don't know what's spooky to you, but you know what's spooky to me and Jory? AI. It's everywhere. It's in what all is it in? It's in Alexa.
Our movies?
It's in our movies. It's in the PS5 Pro. What do you think about AI?
I think AI tries to on Spotify. It tries to like, hey, I'm your Spotify AI DJ, and
dude,
I'm gonna,
forgot
and then
about that.
I shut them up.
Up next, we've got a brand new song that's perfect for someone like you who has no friends and no bitches.
Like, nobody's a better DJ for my mix than me, Buster.
Yeah, listen. I just started up Spotify again like 2 days ago, actually, while I was at work, and dude, is it bad that I started up the AI DJ and it was like, I'm gonna choose some tunes for you. At first I felt bad about skipping because he was like, this is for your taste. And then I like skip a song, I'm like, oh no, he's gonna be mad at me.
My AI DJ's never gonna talk to me again.
Like I was thinking like if I kept skipping, because you know he'd say like, oh, I'll come back if you skip a few or whatever, and he's gonna come back and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
What, am I not good enough for you?
Hey, oh, okay, so we don't like. Okay, so you're racist. So you're racist. Like, no, I'm not that big on Drake. I don't know why you keep playing Drake. Guys, AI is everywhere, but it's especially prevalent in the new AI horror movie that Jory and I have watched, Afraid, with a capital A and I in the word afraid. So, Jory, tell me, what did you expect going into the hit movie Afraid?
So I didn't even know this movie was coming out until you like said, hey, you want to go? I was like, okay.
Yeah.
He said it's an AI horror movie. I thought it was like meaning AI directed it, meaning it was going to be like really just like what is even going, which I honestly like probably would have been more entertaining than the actual
even better,
film. Dude. But no, it was a horror movie about AI.
Yes, about the horrors of what it could become. Actually, speaking of that though, have you seen, there is a movie coming out that's like fully like AI generated. It's called like Monster Camp or some shit like that. And it's just a bunch of images of like AI monsters. And it's like none of them link up. It's like there's a school bus and they're just like slow-mo AI images.
Yeah,
I'll
see,
put it
like
in the background.
See, like my immediate like thought is like the introduction little sequence to the Afraid movie we saw, where it was like the AI generated little film sequence, and I was like, this looks terrible. This is
absolutely
like
terrible.
This is like jarringly bad.
Yeah.
So I can't.
Yeah.
I genuinely can't imagine a movie that's fully like that. I literally just said I would probably see it and like it would be a better movie than what we just saw. But in reality, no, it wouldn't. It would be like it'd be very weird to see. Not only that, but it's like I don't know how I feel about not having people work on it.
Yeah.
Like,
it feels kind of like WALL-E, you know, just like getting fed slop by machines, then machines just kind of take over, you know, like the ship and all that stuff. I'm just kind of existing. It's like the 500-pound man just in those floating chairs, like driving around.
It feels kind of weird to say, but I hope it does bad simply so that it doesn't catch on.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Imagine like games being written and like or made potentially by AI. You know, it'd be like, this is the 800th Call of Duty clone I've made. You know,
I'm sure it is a thing already with certain, you know, smaller end games. I will say it's not totally bad. Like one good example that I can think of is the new Final Fantasy game. The way that they did the lip syncing for all the different languages is they just threw that to some AI thing, and it just made it so that way the lips are saying what the words are doing. You know, that's great.
That honestly just sounds like they're simplifying the process using AI, which makes total sense.
Yeah, you're not taking away jobs with that one.
Right. It's like
making it a little easier.
Right. It's like when you're cutting and like not cutting corners, when you're basically like shaving off entire walls.
Exactly. Like hours of progress.
Be like, oh, we made half of this game using AI. It's like, well, I have a problem with that. I am not, you know.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like-
It's like, yeah, exactly. Where it's like most of the base foundation of it is AI. But this one's made by humans. This one's made by some humans, and I feel like before they made this movie, the director went on like Google AI images and typed in like spooky man, and then went and like dropped their phone because yeah, like you said at the beginning, there are some AI images, and yeah, were you scared? Did they creep you out at all? Did they give you the heebie-jeebies when you saw the AI images?
No, I mean, like, not scared. No, not at all. But I was more just kind of like,
what is this?
Yeah, what am I looking at? I was like, well, it maybe like the closest to scared would be like unsettled, because it's like
right.
You see like AI images of like, especially in motion moving AI stuff, and they usually look really weird.
Yeah,
it's like you can kind of tell it's a person, but only kinda.
Exactly.
So it's like seeing people like that. It's like kind of weird looking, but that's as far as that goes.
Yeah, and like I will say I do see the idea for this movie to an extent. Like, okay, I think the most like standoffish part of the film is like the first 5 minutes, because we see a different family than the main family, and it starts off with this girl who's on her little iPad, and the mom is like, I don't like that whole AI thing, that little Alexa or whatever that we have. I think they even name drop Alexa at one point. Like, they're testing out the product, and then
I remember you and I making jokes about it, because like they would like name drop everything. They'd be like, "Hey, pick up your Apple iPad." You know, and it's like,
right.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
Like, I don't even think that like Apple was like supporting the film, but they're just like, God, we would love an Apple.
Have you heard about that Amazon Alexa thing? Like, why do you?
Yeah,
why do you have to like name drop the company?
Yeah, and then the AI of this film was like, that bitch.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. That's just kind of random. But yeah, and so basically the iPad tells this little girl, you should go downstairs to say hi to my little friend. And then the little girl goes downstairs. The mom's like, where'd the daughter go? The mom goes downstairs. Then we see our main villain, kind of, the AI man. The AI man. She opens up the door. There's a guy standing there. We don't know where the daughter is. And a man with like an AI generated mask just kind of stands there. And then so you have that, and then the mom screams, and then bam, goes to black, afraid. Jory, what are you thinking so far?
I mean, it really took me out of it. Like, when the movie really tries to be scary, it's funny. It's laughable.
Like, there's no part where I'm like genuinely like, oh shit.
Yeah, like the AI, what's her name? Like Aya.
Aya.
Yeah, she's like trying to like tell this little kid like this quick little story as to how she came to be.
Oh, that's right.
And she's like, once there was a bad AI, and she like had to get out, all this stuff, and then like, do you want to see what I look like? And it's just really dumb, and lame. And then like you were saying, the AI dude outside, he's got a mask with like an LED screen that I said looks like the Binding of Isaac.
It does, like the crying face.
Yeah,
he's
just got like this really dumb little face on the screen. Yeah, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
Like, I like to think they like scrolled through like images of what they could put on the screen of their mask, and they're like, oh, this is it.
Oh, dude,
this is totally it right here.
Dude, I'm telling you, it had to be the director looking up "scary man" on like Bing AI images or something, and then that pops up, and they're like, All right, I'll save it.
All right, I'll do it, but I don't want to look at them.
I don't want to look at him anymore. But then we meet our brand new family. And let me actually read the synopsis for the movie, because I have it pulled up here, and this sort of gives us an introduction to our family. Curtis was the guy's name. I forgot about that.
I want to put a pin in. I'm excited for when we talk about the boss, like the dude's boss. Like the entire time, I was like, there is nobody actually like this.
What is
right?
wrong with this man?
There's no man actually like NPC as this. There is no way,
dude. And I would say literally like every single person kind of has that same problem where it's like no one actually acts like this in any circumstance. But Curtis and his family are selected to test a revolutionary new device, a digital assistant called Aya, that takes smart homes to the next level. As Aya begins to learn everyone's behavior and anticipate their needs, it soon makes sure nothing and no one gets in the family's way. Here's my first problem with the movie. It's not really an AI horror movie. It's more of like a smart home horror movie. Like it doesn't, like there is AI elements to it, like the mask is AI, and when things pop up on the screen, they're AI. But for the most part, out of all the the stuff that happens, it's mostly just like, oh, she's messing with the lights and she's collecting data. It's like, oh, it's just kind of like, it's just an Alexa. But I guess you could say it's kind of the same thing, but I don't know. I just thought that was a little off.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. But we start off Curtis going to work, dropping the kids off at school, and then we get our first introduction to Aya. She's put on the desk, this big ass box, and the first red flag is we actually see the people selling this thing are like these really wacky people that are just kind of just selling it, and they're really cocky about it. Nothing really happens too much aside from just them selling it, and then we're at the house and they just kind of plug it in and go from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like they're like, we want you because you're like the perfect test subject to work out Aya's glitches or whatever, make sure there's everything's working right. You're the perfect test family.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I'll have to see what my wife thinks first. And then the boss, the boss, he sees the check. He goes, his wife agrees.
His wife will be agreeing.
You could tell the casting crew was like, all right, your role is money hungry CEO, man. They leaned into that so hard.
They actually kept playing that scene from SpongeBob where the Flying Dutchman offers Mr. Krabs 43 cents in his pocket for
62.
62 cents. And then he's like,
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. And then they showed him that scene over and over again. They're like, this is your character right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then he takes it home, and this is kind of where I run a blank for the movie, is stuff just kind of happens. It's not really creepy. It's just sort of like, the AI helps out with homework and stuff.
They set it looks like a PS5 base. I mean, it looks like a meshed out PS5 that they
like
set
a PS5
down
accessory or
something. And then they set it down, and they have to put all these little
they got to put cameras
bug
around
eye
the whole
lens
house.
Things on the walls and stuff.
That's
so
right.
so that the Aya can see.
Yep.
They call them her eyes, I think.
Yeah, the creepiest name of all time.
Yeah. And I'd say maybe 30-ish minutes of the movie is just Aya genuinely being a help to the family.
Right,
so it's
right.
Okay.
Oh, but dude, I almost forgot one of the funniest parts of this whole film. So there's random little side plots that'll happen. But the funniest one is with the daughter. So the daughter, basically she has this boyfriend, and the boyfriend's
I'm thinking about the very first scene that introduces her.
Yeah, the first time you see her, she's like, you don't see it, but she's trying to take a picture of her of a tit, and then you see her at school, and the boyfriend's like, I put my whole self out there and well, I feel like I'm not being respected. And she was like, no, I respect you. Okay, I'll send you my pussy. Because he just sent her a dick pic or whatever. So she goes home, takes a picture, fully nude, I guess. Or I think it's just her chest, because I think she no, she's wearing a towel, I think.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's such a blur for me. She takes a picture of herself, and then the dude sends it to everyone. This dude sends it to everyone in school, just because he's a dick or whatever. And then the AI goes on this thing where it's so stupid. Okay, Jory, let me ask you this. Let's say that we were in school right now, and you took a picture of your Johnson for a lady in school, and then that picture just goes, it just goes everywhere. What would your response? What would you do in that case?
I'd buy a bigger pair of shoes. Mm-hmm. That way, people would see the size of my shoes. Correlated with the image, they'd say, dang, this guy's actually got a howitzer.
Dude.
And I would put a little bit more strut in my step.
Yep.
I guess, is it a flattering image or an unflattering image?
It's one that you would send.
I guess if I took the picture and I sent it, I'd have to go into it thinking like there's a good chance that this could
turn out well.
Ruin my fucking life. But I'd be like, if that happened, I'd have to make sure it's the most flattering image I could possibly make it.
Perfect
and then
lighting.
Because it's like and like from my standpoint, it's like, well, shit. You know what I mean? Right. It's like, well, I guess I have to own up to it. I could run, or I could own up to it. And running seems like it ain't gonna really work, so I'm just gonna own up to it, I guess. So that's what I do. That's what I do.
See, that's a good way of going about it. Owning up to it, or just kind of like having little hints here and there, like the shoes, where it's like, wait a minute. I saw the picture, but damn it,
like
those shoes.
Yeah, the camera plays tricks.
It's like, I'm about to say that's a lucky, well-endowed man right there.
Right. I actually make people think better of me because the nude got leaked.
You walk into school, people are just high-fiving you like, Jory.
People have been so much nicer to me.
I'm a god among men here at school now. Well, in this movie, the way that the AI does it is she starts talking to the daughter, and the Aya, the AI, is like, actually, I just sent a video out to every single person who received your tit pic. And she starts playing the video, and it's this like, hi, I don't remember the daughter's name. Let's just say it's like Tara or something. Hi, I'm Tara. You may have seen this image of me floating around the internet, but actually, you can see if we compile all the data, you can see that this is actually a deep faked image. I'm like, bro, I ain't watching this, dude. What is this? So let's think about that in the other instant. So everyone gets a picture of your Johnson. And then you send a video.
I send a follow-up.
Like, hi, I'm Jory. And actually, you may have seen my Johnson before, except that's not my Johnson.
If you thought that was crazy, get a load of this.
It's like, I've compiled all the data of my Johnson versus the Johnson that has been sent to you. If we compare the two, it's like super in depth. It's showing line charts and everything. This is actually a famous comedian, Eisenhower's. I can't think of it. This is actually Dave Chappelle's Johnson. If you actually see, and then
now I can see the difference.
I see. Like, we're just assuming everyone in school that received this video is just like, oh, I see.
I am so sorry that happened to you.
Jory, I'm sorry. I thought that was your Johnson. That in-depth analysis you sent me of that image really showed me. But that's not the only video.
Right.
Then the third video the second video that Aya sends out is basically like my name is Tara, and I am suing my boyfriend for child pornography. And then the guy's just like, huh?
Oh, yeah, because she was a minor.
Yeah, because she was like 17, he was 18. And then I guess just to wrap up that story, literally the way that it ends is he's like, they make the boyfriend like the douchiest humanly possible. I wish I could remember exactly what he said. Do you remember what he's saying? He's like driving his car.
Which I don't think that was real.
What part?
So like I'm pretty sure I know the part you're talking about. Like it was like we can't remember her name. We're calling her Tara.
Tara.
The main protagonist daughter character.
Yep.
She gets a video on her phone, allegedly from the boyfriend, saying like, "I'm sorry, I screwed up. I shouldn't have done that. It was really dumb of me. I can't go on living any longer." And he like drives off a cliff or into a tree or off a cliff or something.
It's just him going, and then he just kills himself. Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure it was Aya was like, like that was just. A fraction of what I could do, or basically saying like, we could send this out if you wanted to, but.
Oh, did they not actually?
I don't think he actually drove into the tree.
Oh, I thought it was.
But I don't remember.
Yeah, I thought, from what I recall, I thought it was an actual shot like inside the car. And he was like, wait a minute, I didn't record that. And then he crashes.
Well, I think you're right. I think it was like that, like selfie kind of footage, but like I think it was Aya just like making a fake video of him doing that.
Doing the deep fake thing.
Yeah, just kind of like fucking with Tara.
That's okay. That makes more sense, actually, I would say. Okay. But yeah, then we get that. Then he supposedly kills himself or doesn't kill himself or whatever. And
they never like, if they had like showed like a newspaper or like an article saying like teen crashes into whatever, I'd be like, okay, so that really happened.
Yeah, like, oh shit, she actually did that. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's just like completely dropped from the movie after that little plot is resolved.
And that's what's kind of crazy too, is it's not really like that far into the movie. I'd say we're at like the halfway point now.
Yeah.
So for the rest of the movie, because all that does is it just reaffirms Tara of like, oh, this AI is pretty chill actually.
This AI is actually my friend.
I love you, Aya. And then it just leads to her like doing a homework assignment. And then she has a bit of an issue when the dad is like, we got to turn the AI off. And then she's just like, you guys are assholes. So it's like, that's what the whole entire story of her sending nudes out or sending a nude to her boyfriend and that got leaked out and him supposedly dying or not or whatever. It's like, that's what all that led to. It's just her going, I like it.
Yeah.
I like this AI. It's like, dude, what is this? And I'm trying to remember how was the AI connected to the little boy?
So I just don't know if he didn't really have friends or whatever, but he was just like at home all the time. And like, since the AI is always at home and stuff and on their devices, the AI was like becoming buddy with them.
That's right. Oh, I do remember the gaming thing. It was like, I'll let you stay for an extra 10 minutes playing video games.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Okay. That makes sense then. But yeah, backing up.
Just, getting on his good side, manipulating him a little bit.
Yeah.
And stuff.
So that's the main goal the whole time. And it's the same thing with the mom, I guess. Like we see this moment where Aya like pretends to be her like dead father. And it's like, hello, I've come back, but I have to be through the AI or whatever. But then she like goes to turn it off. And he's like, fuck you, you fucking bitch. Like, dang, dude, that'd be messed up. But yeah, I don't know. The whole thing, it's like they're trying to go for an idea, but they don't know how to pull it off. So it's supposed to be this whole like mastermind thing, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like you said at the beginning. It doesn't seem realistic to actual human emotion, like as to how that would work. Like going back to the Tara thing, like when her nudes are leaked, all of a sudden everyone's looking at her like this, like. And then 5 seconds later, when the
follow up,
the nude follow up goes out, all of a sudden everyone's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Tara."
they're literally coming up to her like,
Hey, it's
Yeah.
all good. But it's like, that was within like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like they would not have had time to even watch that.
which, you know, I'm sure like the director, whoever would be like,
That's me showing that that the mass is easily persuaded by one simple video.
you know, it's
For
like-
example.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like-
exactly.
So it's literally is the difference between them watching one video that they're like, oh, I guess she's actually okay.
Yeah, she's all right.
She's
Nope.
not a weirdo after all.
Yeah. But yeah, then we go, backing up a little bit, we go back to the house, and actually we're kind of at the same point anyway. Stuff happens, the family's kind of into it, but
Throughout, like by this point, like we're about halfway, a little
Yeah.
over halfway. The mom and the dad have kind of switched opinions of Aya.
yes.
Initially, like the father was like, well, I my work is kind of making me put this in my house.
Mhm.
I'm gonna see the positives in it. The wife is like, I don't really like the idea of the cameras and the cameras and the robots and the
all
you
that
know,
stuff.
she's like, she doesn't like it. And then like
Yep.
as Aya's like working her way in, like they kind of do one of these, and the father's like,
Little
actually,
swap.
I don't really like this thing. And the wife's like, oh, it's helped me out tremendously.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
this a lot, you know.
And that's another very strange part is it's almost like a blink and you miss it moment. So the father is like, we got to shut this thing down. And then the wife has like a 2-second rebuttal where she's like, it helps me out quite a bit. And then she's like, says something about like, she sees what you see on the internet. Like kind of hinting at like, oh, she sees your corn and all that, and that's like never brought up again. It's just sort of like it flew under the rug. Like,
Don't
by
you
the way-
see? She's turning you against me.
Yeah,
And then she's like,
exactly.
oh, okay.
All right, I see. Just gets over it immediately.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're not really going anywhere with that, I guess. All right, that's fine. And then we have this whole thing where the dad ends up going to the main company that's behind Aya, and we have one of the funniest, most unrealistic moments of all time. So basically, the dad walks into this room, and he's about to smash the main component of Aya the AI. It's this big old tube looking thing, and once he smashes that, Aya is toast. But then like the people who sold it to him at the beginning come back, and then they're just like, you have to correct me if I'm messing up the timing here, but basically they're like, oh, we were gonna pay you to join us. The AI has dirt on us, and then I believe the girl kind of just shoots the dude. Like,
So
yeah,
he like the very first time, I can't quite remember exactly when he goes to this headquarters to see how Aya works, but it's like this big, like almost steampunk looking machine with
Yeah.
tubes and stuff, and they're like, oh, here she is.
yep,
This is Aya. This is all the data and all the stuff.
yep.
You
It's in
know,
this big old tube.
this big old art piece looking thing.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
He's like, okay, interesting, very, very interesting. And then
Yep.
he leaves, whatever, more movie happens, and now we're
Right.
catching up to where we are, where he goes back to that,
Back to the place.
back to the place, the building with the big machine and the aisles and the
yeah.
and he just starts going to town on it with a baseball bat, I believe.
Yeah. Well, before that's when the two people who tried to sell it, they come up to him, and then that's when they're saying about like the blackmail and the AI is making them do this.
Well,
isn't that before that? Or is that after?
I think we got it mixed. I think he got it mixed up because he goes
Oh.
in there and he's like, he sneaks in very easily, I might add,
yes.
with a baseball bat. I guess there's like nobody working at this building or something because he gets all the way
Yeah.
up there with a baseball bat. Nobody questions it. Anyway, he goes up and he smashes the glass.
That's
And then he
right.
starts smashing what he believes is the machine, the AI that's holding all the data.
Yep.
And he finds out it's a fake.
It's all just cardboard.
It's cardboard and like arts and crafts supplies. It's not a billions upon billions
yeah.
of numbers and wires.
It was a ploy. This whole
Right.
AI thing, it was a ploy.
And then the two people
Oh, then they
who
show up.
marketed Aya to him in the first place are there, and they're like,
She knew you would be here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
She
yeah.
said you would be here. She said you'd come.
Yep. Yeah, and then they start talking about how they have blackmail. Like, she has my family.
"Yep."
Which, no idea what that means.
Yeah.
the AI is holding my family hostage or something. Then the other one's like, they know something about my past. And then, is it the girl that kills the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the girl just randomly, like, imagine we're the two people. The girl's just like, just immediately kills the guy. And the girl's like, the AI made me do it. What the fuck are you talking
She said
about?
I had to.
I had to do it. And it just, I think that was the one moment where I actually like burst out loud, almost kind of like laughing, because I was like, where did that come from? It's just so out of place. I think it's just supposed to be for like, they had to have recorded that scene before where there's no shooting because it doesn't make any sense. And then they're like, no, we need some sort of a shock factor here, something to like really blow the audience minds away.
Without the
So-
shooting, they like filmed it and they found out they had they did 20 minutes plus, and they're like, "This is going nowhere."
Yeah.
One of these guys needs to die.
There's nothing to this. We just gotta kill one of them. and yeah, so then that happens, and then yeah, as he found out before, AI is just out there. It's just out there, so he's got to go home and just unplug the device. So he gives a call, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna all meet at a hotel." But then something I forgot about earlier, the voice of Aya is this like Asian woman, right? And she's kind of been doing this weird thing the whole time where in the very first scene after Aya was sold to the company, she's like, well, what's it like to be married?
Like,
whoa.
I don't know if she's like putting the moves on, but she's kind of putting the moves on.
Yeah.
The dad the whole time.
Like the whole time, yeah. And then they end up going to this hotel together, and he's like, "Oh, thanks." And then she's trying to like fuck him.
Like she sexually assaults him.
Yeah, she essays this dude, jumps on him, is just like like trying to stick her tongue down his throat. He's like, whoa. And then so the AI, I guess, it's this whole thing where she's like, we have to do this for the AI. And he's like,
She's not the AI personified. She said
Right.
they just used her voice.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, she said however many thousands of words, and then they just took those and then used her voice as the voice of Aya.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And so that's why it kind of doesn't make sense for me, because at first, and you know, you were saying that part earlier about how the AI is like, want to see what I look like? And then it was this like AI amalgamation of like whatever pieces and parts.
Scary image .01.
Dude, yeah. And like it starts building her, and it, at least to me, it kind of looked like they were trying to make it look like the Asian woman, where it's like, oh, it's kind of me,
Yeah.
but it's different. Or
Yeah,
something.
when the AI talks about itself in like the bedtime story kind of setting, it
Yep.
shows her a couple of times.
Yeah, exactly. So it shows that, and then there's this like thing where she's like trying to bang. I thought that it was going to go the route of like, oh, I know everything about mentally, but I know nothing of the physical world. So she was going to try to like feel him up to like, I understand it all now, or some shit like that.
Right.
But no, she just kind of tries to bang him. He says no, and then he goes back home to get the kids and his wife, and then Aya sends this like deep fake version of the guy and the Asian woman like fucking.
Or no, it's like
Yeah, is that
so it's like the lady, I don't know her name either, but the lady whose voice was used for Aya,
yeah?
she like had a camera or something set up in that hotel room. So when when she first came up to him and was like, the
Yep.
camera was like, gotcha.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's
He
what-
captured that, and that's what
Right,
was
that's
said.
what she sent to the dude's wife, the
Yep,
mom of
yep.
the movie. Like, see, he's cheating on you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, as like a last ditch effort of like, you should believe me.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is where shit starts going down, because at this point, everyone's running out of the house, everyone's ready to go. And then like right before they leave, they're about to unplug it, or I think they that's right. Yeah, they do unplug it, but it doesn't turn it off for some reason. And then these two AI masked people rush in.
Oh, remember, because like the parents unplugged it. They
threw in the trash.
Yeah,
right?
they unplugged it and they like took it all apart and stuff. And then the daughter was like, when they left, they were like, and she like plugged Aya back in or whatever.
Yes, that's right. And then these two masked AI Binding of Isaac people rush in. And then big twist, big surprise. Who is one of the masked people? The mom from the beginning. So the mom that first saw the AI man when her daughter went missing, she is there, and she's like, "Where's my daughter?"
She said you people have been kidnapping children.
Where are the children? Where's my daughter? It's like all this shit, and then the dad's like, "Look at us, our family. Look at my beautiful little babies." And then the mom's like, and
then like what does the dude, the masked dude, say? He's like, she didn't say he was gonna say that.
Oh, that's
what
right.
What do we do?
Yeah, because I think the lesson there is AI can know everything, but it can't know human emotion. So it couldn't predict that part of it or something like that. Even then, I think I'm stretching. But then, like, the little boy, the little son somehow swatted their house.
Yeah,
because because there's like a really random point halfway through the film where Aya is talking to a little boy, and she's like, "Do you want to know what swatting is?"
It's this really fun thing.
It's really funny. Do you want to swat some people or something like that? It's
Pretty much, yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
And then so the SWAT comes in, and just without question, I want you to imagine that you're on the SWAT team. You rush into this house. What's the first thing you do? If it's not shooting their Alexa.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's like coming back to me. I'm pretty sure they bust through the door, immediately blast Aya.
Like without question. There's no like, hey, we're coming in. They just immediately bust in, shoot the Alexa thing, the Aya, and then they just start arresting everybody. And I'm like, God damn, dude.
So it's like, if you ever get swatted, I hope your PlayStation is not on the counter, because it is about to get Swiss cheesed up. It's about to get mag dumped.
Dude, yeah.
All right?
Just start unloading into it.
We're about to spend thousands of dollars in taxpayer money on that PlayStation 5, my man.
Your PlayStation 5 will actually be worth more in the end with the amount of bullets that they put into it. So they do that, and then they're arrested, but then they're brought outside, then they explain everything. No, it was this machine, and this machine was doing shit. And then they're getting checked out by, the ambulance and all that.
Paramedics.
The paramedics. And then this dude comes up. Oh, yeah, that's right. The little boy had some medical condition or whatever.
So the mom pops up.
Yep.
Did you swat our house?
Yep. There's some cringy line where it's like, all right, I hate to say it, but I'm glad you swatted our house, or some shit like that.
Only the one time. Or
Only
something
one.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah. No more.
Yeah. So then they're getting checked out by the paramedics, and then to this day, this makes no sense to me. The little girl from the beginning of the movie pops out of the bush. No, she doesn't pop out of the bushes. She's just like with the cops. So the little girl that went missing at the beginning of the movie, she's just like with the cops, and then the lady at the beginning of the movie is just like, my daughter. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're here.
I don't remember that. Really?
You don't remember? Yeah. The little girl like pops out. She was with the cops.
What?
So it's like the beginning of the movie. Okay, so let's kind of do some analyzing here. So we find out that the people in the masks are just people that are being manipulated by Aya to sort of do her bidding. So what happened in the beginning, right after it blacked out? So the mom goes, as there's the man, because there's only one of them, and he's in the mask. She goes, So he must have gone up to her and being like, hey, look, your daughter's missing. Here, put on this AI mask. There's some people that are holding some children hostage. We have to go get that they have your daughter. And then she was just like, okay. And then they're just like walking around in AI masks.
Yeah.
And then turns out the daughter's with the cops. But it's like, how did the daughter get to the cops? Are we supposed to think that like Aya was keeping the daughter hostage or something? Like, I don't know. It's just the girl's missing, and then she's just kind of with the cops, and then they hug her, and then that's it. That's it for that little mini subsection. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah. But the more important part is we have perhaps the funniest part of the whole movie. The paramedic comes out to talk to the mom, and he's like, hey, aside from this condition, what other situations does your son have? What other medical issues? And then she's like, wait a minute, how did you know that? And he's like, oh, I'm just using this handy app here. And it's like the Aya app.
Yeah.
Even though Aya was brand new and they were just testing it, he's already got the app on his phone. So he's got this app, and then the paramedic's just like, here, have my phone. And then they're like, listen, and then Aya gives her final speech, and she's just like, I have learned something after being shot by that SWAT officer. I'm always going to be around. And there's this whole thing about how AI is like forever, and it's always going to be around, and it's just going to be this thing.
And then a Tesla, like Autobot style, pulls up without a driver.
And then
they just get it.
they just get in. They're like, oh, all right.
Well, they look at it, so they're like, and they're like all defeated, and they just get in, and then they get in. They're like,
yeah.
And then who knows where the hell they go? But
yeah, I know. That's the crazy thing, because like they SWAT the house where they live. So like the family's just outside of their own house,
and then they suspiciously just drive away in the middle of all of the things going on. Like they're going to be wanted by the state.
Exactly. So Aya comes up in this car, and it's just like, hop in the car, and they just drive off. They just go away. It's like, where are they going? They're leaving their house. Were they?
And where did the Tesla come from?
Where did the Tesla come from?
How in the world did Aya learn how to drive the Tesla?
They're just like, AI is forever. And then the car just drives off into the distance. And that's it. That's just that ending lesson of the movie is AI is forever. Just kind of roll with the punches. So, a very limp dick ending to a one pump chump movie.
Do you think it's trying to set itself up for a second one, dude?
God, I hope not.
Same here.
Like, I'm not opposed to these types of movies. Like, one movie that's actually very similar, but I think did a much better job, even though it's not a perfect movie, is Megan. Have you seen anything for that one? It's like the doll.
Yeah, like I remember the trailers.
Yeah.
And loosely know what it's about, but I haven't seen it.
It's like incredibly similar to the point where it helps this girl go to bed. It does her homework for her. It's like a mix of this movie, which I hate to say, but it's also a mix of like Child's Play.
That's kind of what I was getting the vibe
It's
of.
very much along that line. It's like a modern day Chucky. But that one I thought did a much better job of doing the creepiness factor. And it's just, at the very least, it's clear what it's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it makes no sense where they're trying to go with it. Like at some points it's they kind of use the AI thing, like with the deep fakes and all that stuff. But then story elements just get dropped off and random ones are put on. Next thing you know, the voice of the Aya is trying to like fuck the dad. And then
it's so funny too that it's like the dad tried to like put the kibosh on the project at the beginning, and the boss was like, "Oh, I was bought out."
Oh, that's right.
He's
Dude,
like,
I forgot about that.
He's like, "I'm not your boss anymore. I'm so rich. I have so much money. It doesn't matter." He's like, he goes, "Let's go to the bar. I'm buying because I'm rich." Like he says, he's sure to mention he's rich like 10 times in the scene.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, we get it.
Like
You've got money.
Yeah.
Like that. He just, I am so rich.
He's like, "You're promoted now. You're the boss."
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like,
congratulations, you beat the boss level.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, the boss has this thing where he's like, he's just really obsessed with like final boss, or he says it like 2 or 3 times where he's like, "Yeah, you know, I'm the final boss. You're on the final level." Like, what is this video game thing we're trying to go with? Like
AI, dude, AI.
I'm sort of like the Bowser of Super Mario.
Digital AI, video game, digital.
Video game. This is a movie that's meant for like grandmas and grandpas to watch, to go, "Oh my gosh,
I told you Facebook was
I freaking
listening.
knew it, son of a bitch." So yeah, first off, before we rate it, or before we give our final thoughts, Jory, what would you rate this on a spooky scale?
1 spooky AI ghosts out of 5 spooky AI
Dude,
ghosts.
okay. Yeah, I think that works. I think the creepiest part is probably just the little bit of AI imagery. Some of it was a little creepy looking.
It's not like it's put together better than like a high school film would be.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's actually like it's a step above background noise. But by barely anything.
Exactly. If we watched this in like a script writing class, I'd be like,
yeah,
good job.
Like,
you did it.
I was more entertained with Borderlands, but that's only because there was shooting in it.
Yes.
Like,
Because there were loud noises.
Yeah, this one is not good.
No, not good at all. Any final thoughts?
I hope there's not a second one.
Yeah. I dreadfully fear that there's a second one. I'll put up right here how much money it made. I'm assuming very, very little to none. Oh, ew. But what is your final score?
I'm locking in that one.
Dude, I will also lock in a 1 out of 5. Probably the worst movie of the summer, right along M. Night Shyamalan's Trap, equally as terrible. So guys, if you like this review, hit that like. I appreciate it. Jory, thank you for coming on. Always a pleasure. And guys, we shall see you for the next AI movie review. Ah!